Spoiler alert, the textured gloves are not movie accurate. Is Batman 89 gonna upstage him in his own review? Find out in this week's review of Mcfarlane's DC Multiverse Batman Begins, Batman. A criminal makes the mistake of leaving an orphan alive after killing his parents. But instead of being trapped under the stairs, Bruce Wayne potters around, living with peasants and hoping to tap into the psyche of a criminal.
Peter, what the hell? Where's your ski mask?
It's kind of hard to breathe in those things, so I just dressed up like Harry Potter.
After some light thieving, he's imprisoned and released just in time to start his training.
Don't tell me what to do! This job's the worst!
But let's skip the ninja montage and go right to him burning down his mentor's house and flying home on his private jet.
Have we started the fire?
Yes.
Bruce visits Wayne Industries, raids the R&D department, and spray paints everything black, becoming the hide-and-go-seek champion and part-time weatherman.
Storm's coming.
Accessories! Does this purse go with my bra, brah?
Batman comes with a left fist, a right gripping hand for grappling the grappling gun or holding the batarang, and a right bat-knucks hand for extra intimidation. It's not how he holds them in the movie, plus there's supposed to be two, not three. However, it is somehow the most interesting accessory in the bunch. The left-handed bat bomb, on the other hand, is trash. It blends into the hand and doesn't look too much different than the fist. Looking a little closer, you can see where they neglected the silver paint. If given a choice, a second fist would have been better suited to the character. I mean, without a set of fists, he's forced to hold a novelty-sized weapon or threaten disfigurement with the bat-knucks. You know, I can understand not wanting to check all the figures in the movie line to make sure everything is scaled correctly, but this isn't the same package. How is the loose batarang so much bigger than the one in hand? Sure, Mcfarlane did manage to match the gold paint in the plastic, which includes the belt and oversized grappling gun. Comparing it to the Mafex grappling gun, you can see where the paint is missing. It does make you wonder if they could have just saved money in the budget by reducing the size of the accessories, allowing for more paint or even hands. And did I mention the textured hands aren't even accurate to the movie?
Can I give you some advice? You gotta get better at this part of the job.
Oh, and I almost forgot. We also get a stand and a trading card.
Krusty poses for trading card photo. He seems to be running a little low on ideas.
Articulation, bruh.
Alright, heads on a double ball joint with not a lot down, some up, left to right, and a good amount of tilt. Not sure why DC Collectibles does this, but there's not a lot of crunch forward, but a ton back. Together with both ball joints, you get some tilt left to right, rotation on that bottom hinge, as well as rotation on the top. Arms rotate all the way around. There's a butterfly joint that doesn't do much of anything, and not a lot back either. And I suppose there is some shift in there as well, but nothing to justify the joint. There's a bicep swivel, a pinned double jointed elbow, arms bow on hinge with that shoulder pad getting out of the way, hands rotate, hinging down and up, but if you do rotate that hinge there, you can get it to go the other way, hinging forward and backwards. Kicking forward, you're not going to get any high kicks, but you do get out a good amount. There's an upper thigh swivel, but no swivel when you bring it down. The knee is double jointed with those pins. There is a boot swivel. You may find that you have to readjust that to get it back to center. There's a toe hinge, feet hinge down, hinge up, and rocks like when my friend Rachel is falling asleep to a movie I recommended.
Go sit yourself.
Whether he's studying game tape or remodeling rooftops in his tank, Batman can go sit himself. Alright, first up, his predecessor and my favorite Batman before this one came along, here's Batman 89. And because DC Collectibles accessories are way too big, rocking the EMP Mafex rifle, Here's the unmasked Batman, the Dark Knight Batman, Unmasked Batman. And speaking of Mafex, here's the Robert Pattinson Batman, the Batman. You wanna know how I got these scars? Putting the punch-in punchline, here's the Joker. And she's not about to fart in an Apple store, not when they don't have windows. Putting the cat in cat burglar, here's Catwoman. And lastly, the only character to appear in all 3 of the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, probably because he's outstanding in his field. Here's Scarecrow.
Think unsexy thoughts. Think unsexy thoughts.
Personally, I prefer the design of the Batman Begins suit over the suit of the sequels. It's more streamlined and captures the Batman silhouette better. The costume didn't allow for a whole lot of movement during filming, so they made quick cuts to simulate action. The black matte plastic would come off flat if not for the glossy finish on the boots and gauntlets. From my understanding, the suit is supposed to be segmented into a few pieces. However, the butterfly joints, lower back, and butt have a textured material that breaks up the smooth design. The same texture can be found on all the hands packed in. So if you're looking for something a little bit more accurate, the Batman 89 hands do fit and allow for more options. I gotta say, the pinching hand looks a little bit more natural holding the Batarang. It's not as much of a secure grip as the traditional gripping hand, but 89 Batman has those too. For more on Batman 89 and all the accessories, head over to the NECA playlist for the Batman 89 review. When it comes to articulation, it's fickle. The pins and joints are noticeably large, and the lack of ab crunch is simply an engineering issue. Just look how far back he bends.
My back! Oh, my back!
If you can overlook the lack of bat abs, you can twist the midsection to the back to get a deeper crunch forward. You still can't get that natural superhero landing pose because of his inability to look up, but neither could Christian Bale. Looking at a side by side, you can definitely see Christian Bale in there. The neutral expression helps the likeness of the character, and if we only get one head, this was the way to go. The little that is needed to be painted on the little head is off the mark. Luckily, this is a replacement figure. I broke the wrist peg on the first one, and that one stayed in the lines with better coverage. So I will end up swapping the heads as soon as I finish up with this review.
Let me just say, you're doing a great job, Phil.
Hey, thanks a lot. That makes it all worthwhile.
One of the saving graces is the wired cape, and is the reason why I didn't take Amazon up on their return policy. Plus, it doesn't hurt to have a wired bat cape for fodder. When it comes to the Dark Knight action figures, there have been plenty of choices, and technically that is my favorite Batman movie. But this is the first time I've received the sleek design of the Batman Begins costume, and I didn't even have to pay the import prices.
I never said thank you.
And you'll never have to.
So to sum up my thoughts with more thoughts, DC Collectibles executed everything they needed to do. Other than scaling issues on the accessories and the head, it's honestly a pleasant surprise. The wired cape adds motion to any pose, and when the figure can get into better action shots than the real-world costume, it's hard to complain, unlike Christian Bale's interesting choice for the bat voice. That you can complain about all day.
Why don't you always talk that way?
Because it hurts my throat too much.